Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Sequoia Project Podcast, the podcast dedicated to talking about the ins, outs, ups, and downs of business. My name is Coby. I'm joined here by my co-host, Dale. Say hi, Dale.
Hello, everybody. You might need to go back from the mic half a centimeter. It sounds like you're
I might really close.
inside me. Yeah.
It's been too long.
Yeah. We haven't shot something in 2 weeks now because I've been busy going from Tasmania to Melbourne to Sydney to Brisbane, and Coby has just been lazy. No, Coby had to shoot a event for... Actually, I'll let you tell him. What am I telling? Go. What did you have to do?
I don't know. I just like you hyping me up. Keep going. Tell them how cool I am.
I'll hype you up. Anyway.
Not my turn. So what I did...
Oh, my God. I don't know why I do this to myself every week. Anyway, what Coby did was the other week, he had to go and shoot the Amity Affliction up in Mackay. So he did a bit of travel photography and met the Amity Affliction. Who else did you meet up there? There's some other big bands.
So we had Amity Affliction, we had In Heart's Wake, we had Red Hook, and we had Head Wreck.
So I don't know any of them except for Amity Affliction. Apparently Coby says the rest of them are a big deal. But
you didn't even know Amity Affliction until I told you about them.
Yeah, and then I knew, and then Coby actually said hello for me when he was there as well, which was nice.
I did. Yeah. They were like, I was like, Dale said hello. They're like, what? I was like, nothing, don't worry about it. It's fine.
No, it's just some stupid shit.
Stupid, don't worry. Had Subway with the boys from Head Wreck. It was cool. It's really cool. I think I fucking wigged out from the fact that I just spent my entire day with like literal celebrities that I grew up listening to music of. And I remember I was just fucking messaging you being like, this is crazy. Yeah, this is insane shit.
It was awesome. If you listen to this podcast and you like the Amity Affliction or any of the bands that Coby just mentioned, you should actually pop across to his socials, the C Media socials, because there is photos of them and with them. And also Coby sings Linkin Park to a crowd full of people and they sing along. It's quite good.
It's so good. My dad was getting texts from my cousin being like, is Coby having the best time? And then like a video of me fucking just in front of the whole crowd. Who would have thought that I had like social anxiety at all like 2 years ago? That's fucking crazy.
I know. And now you stand there with a camera and sing to a crowd of like 2,000 people.
Yeah, I'm like, it's fine. We're just scream everything. It's so good. They had all of the classics on. A key part is we actually met in person though. That was fun.
That's good fun.
Yeah. I fucking ate a HSP. Do you know how pissed I was that no one else ate with me?
That was hilarious. When Coby says we met in person, he doesn't mean him and Amity Affliction, which he absolutely did because he's a good superstar. But him and I met in person for the first time during that break as well. I was driving up from Tasmania, had to stop in Melbourne to see some customers. Coby was one of those. Then went to Canberra, went to Sydney, now in Brisbane doing the same thing. But we finally, after 2.5 years, got to meet face to face. You're a bit shorter than I thought you'd be, but otherwise, pretty much the same. And slightly smaller hands as well.
Yeah. Still massive.
All right, mate.
You were, it's not the fact that I'm smaller. You were just so fucking tall. In your little Suzuki Swift. Oh my God. So you drive past, I'm like, this man's head is touching the roof.
It's surprisingly roomy. You'd be surprised. I should have taken you for a drive. You would be surprised. Anyway, all of that aside, we met for the first time. Coby had a HSP because we had to meet at fucking 10 o'clock at night on a school night because the calendars were just packed.
On a school night? Like we go to school.
Right. And Coby ordered a HSP and we sat there with him and his friend Jai, who's also a customer of mine as well. And Coby's best mate and my subsequent friend as well. Yeah, it was a good night. It was a really good night. It's been crazy. Last 2 weeks have been crazy. That's why we haven't been
insane.
Yeah.
Worth
anyway,
it though. Crazy.
People actually might listen to this for other reasons than us being dickheads. So we should jump into what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today?
Imposter syndrome.
Taking money from people.
Yeah, and feeling guilty about it.
Yeah, we don't. It happens to everyone. I mean, even people who start a business with like a huge fucking like a huge sale, a huge ticket item. You know, like they're selling something for $20,000. Like it's very valuable, and a ton of R&D has gone into it, and they've spent $1 million of their own money.
What does R&D mean?
Research and development. Yeah. Yeah. Shit. Anyway,
Bit of D&D went into it.
Yeah. Anyway, we like people who spend a shit ton of their own money and resources to start a business, and then they have to charge a huge ticket because of how much it costs. They feel imposter syndrome. So we're going to talk about that quickly because we've talked about a lot of stuff on here. This is something that we can get crushed out in like 10, 15 minutes. So, yeah, we're just basically going to touch on it. If you have a business, it doesn't matter what stage of business you're in. If it's a new product or a new service, even if you've been in business for 20 years, you're probably going to feel a bit iffy about it the first time you offer it and things like that. So we're going to talk about our experiences with it and then how we overcame it. Coby has a very good story about how he still hasn't overcome it literally from earlier in the week. So we might start with Cobes then. What's your relationship with it from 2 years ago to now?
Oh, I don't think it's changed too much. Oh my, what happened there? I don't think it changed too much. Even from the start, I found it so weird because obviously the only way I had, and probably anyone prior to business ever got paid was you'd just get paid like weekly or fortnightly, whatever your pay schedule was. You go there, you do the job, end of salary. And there's this fucking meme of this rabbit, and they're like, you get paid a large salary, and the rabbit goes, large salary. And it's all I thought about then.
Oh my god. We might have to reshoot this.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So anyway, outside of that, when I actually learned that I had to charge for anything, it was so uncomfortable. And even now when people message me, which it's a lot different now, but compared to back then, I'd shoot something for like $50 and they'd be like, oh, how much for like a family shoot? You're like, oh, $50 for an hour. You're like, that's so sick. I'm earning $50 an hour, but it still felt so uncomfortable to be like, can you pay me the $50 now? Like to actively ask for the money. So I'd avoid doing it in person. So I'd be like, oh, it's $50. Like, make sure you bring it on the day, that sort of stuff. And if at the end they never brought it up, then I would have 100% fully accepted never getting paid because that is so uncomfortable to be like,
just walked away.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, your photos are done. I'm gonna go now. Like if they don't bring it up, I hated it so fucking much. So I'd like start sending it over text, being like, can you make sure you bring the money or transfer prior? Prior was always so much better, which I mean you get paid before you do the job anyway, which is what we do now, just for weddings because it's such high ticket items. But even now that we got into weddings and being like, yeah, it's going to be you're going to pay me $4,000 for like this day's work. That felt really uncomfortable at the start, but now obviously everyone knows what kind of goes into all of the back end and all that sort of stuff, that it's not exactly as uncomfortable. But I did my first maternity shoot like a week or so, maybe a little bit more, and it was for someone I shot a wedding for, and they had to obviously get paid. I told him like $150, first time I've done a maternity shoot. And towards the end, he was like, oh, do you want to get paid? I was like, yeah, like if that's okay. As if that's not how fucking business works. Like, if that's all right. It's like $150. Like, is that how much it costs? I'm like, is that fine? It's like, yeah, like that. It's your business, bro. Like if that's what you're charging, yeah. It's like if that's what you're charging, that's so fine. And he just like had the cash there. He's like, is cash okay? I'm like, is it okay with you? He's like, bro, I have the fucking money here.
Yeah, do you want to give it to me?
Yeah. I'm like, is that like you can? He's like, is cash okay or do you want me to transfer? I'm like, cash is it's fine, I guess. And I fucking went home. I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. Why did I do that?
God damn it, Coby.
Bro, I've accepted way more money than that. I'm fucking $150. We're like, that's fine if that's okay.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid, but it's still just always a weird feeling because it's someone else's money. And I think just asking for their money is so strange. Being like, yeah, I've done, obviously you have a service, but being like, can you please pay me now?
Yes.
I don't think it's something that you ever fully get over or even comprehend the fact, especially when it becomes large sums of money. Unless you're an asshole and enjoy just taking money off people and scamming them. I think it's always, like Dale, fucking 2 years and still no Lamborghini.
No, not the scamming part, but yeah. You got to get paid.
An asshole. Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. It's always been really uncomfortable, but anytime you've messaged me like about any money things, it's always seemed so naturally like, yeah, bro, I just charge this. And I think the more confidently you do it, no one questions it.
Yeah. I think it's the thing too, like, I mean, there are a lot of things that happen, like as you go through, and you're experiencing that now. Like you said, $50 an hour for $4,000 a day. It's a massive jump, but you don't feel bad about it because the customer is educated now, and they're like,
exactly.
They know the prep, they know the editing, they know how you have to organize everyone on the day. They understand that, and it's worth $4,000 to them. So the thing is when you do something enough, it's like, yeah, I've done this 100 times before. This is what they've paid. 100 other people have paid that, so this is the price. And it just makes it that much easier to say the price, because it's like no one else has been like, that's a bad price, or the work wasn't good enough. So you kind of get this confidence in it. But in the early stages, even going back 7 years ago, I remember I did my first job for nothing. And if you haven't heard the episode about that, go back and listen to the first job episode. But I did that for nothing, and I felt guilty that I did it for nothing. Oh, it was like, that felt bad. And then when the customer started to roll in off the word of mouth, and they were just like, we've heard you're amazing, I was kind of like, okay, who wouldn't pay $50 or who wouldn't pay $100 for something that's amazing? Like I would definitely pay something, like that. So then as that went on, and it still wasn't easy because a lot of people paid me cash. And the hardest thing, dude, talking about people paying you cash, holy shit, I had people that, like, I'd said, oh, the price is $180, and they'd be like, I'm going to give you $350. And I'm like, and I was like, no, like, you don't have to do that. And they're just like, no, this was insane. I'm going to pay for it. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, that I felt more terrible than giving me more money, which is a weird thing to do. If my boss, when I was on salary, if my boss came in and said, I'm just going to pay you $2,000 this week instead of one, I would have been like, awesome. But this customer being like, I'm going to give you $350. I'm like, fuck, that's wild.
I remember when I first got that, I messaged you, obviously, I fucking messaged you for anything. It was like a 30th or something, and at the end they were like, oh no, like, we'll pay you an extra 50. I'm like, no, like, it's okay, like, that's not the cost. They're like, no, it's okay. And I messaged you, like, I got a fucking $50 tip now. It's fucking crazy. Like, I'm the shit. But during the time, I'm like, no, it's so fine. Like, you don't have to give me any more money. I barely want you to give me this money. I feel really bad, let alone fucking the extra. I'm already sweating my ass off that you're paying me what you owe, let alone fucking $50 more for the day.
No. So that was a good and bad thing at the time for imposter syndrome, because I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe someone valued the service more than I charged.
Yeah,
and
like, I don't fucking deserve that.
And at the same time, I was just like, there's no way I can fucking take that, dude. Like, there's no way I can take your money that I didn't even charge you. So that was huge. But the reps definitely help. But my process outside of the reps, if you sell a pen for $1 and you go, oh, this only cost me a cent. If you do that 1,000 times, you're going to be like, all right, cool, the market value is this at $1. So like, that's what they're willing to pay for it. So I'm not ripping anyone off. So reps definitely help. But the other thing that helped me was actually seeing the transaction as like a value exchange, an exchange of value, which was when someone, especially in the trash business, let's talk about the early days, because that's when I felt it the most, obviously. But in the early days, when I realized that someone didn't have to hire a trailer, hire a ute, spend their whole Saturday loading trash, they value having a whole Saturday. They work all week. They want to spend Saturdays with the family. They don't want to clean up their yard.
Get the time back.
When they valued that, and they genuinely valued that to the price that I was charging, that's when I felt more like, especially when I put it back to myself, I was like, would I pay $200 for my whole Saturday back after working 80 hours in the week? Yes, I would. I absolutely would. And that value exchange started to teach me a lesson of how to get over that imposter syndrome, because it wasn't about I'm taking money for them, it's I'm giving them their Saturday back. How much will I pay for my Saturday back? Well, I'd probably pay a lot more than $200. So that's how I started to see it. And then it became easier. And like you said, as you get more confident, people are just like, cool, like, that's the price and that's how much it costs. And this guy knows what he's doing. So you just pay the money. But that was my thing. It was really noticing what the customer values outside of the service, and would I do that myself? Would I make that trade myself? And if the answer was yes, I felt fantastic about it. The other thing that you can use is, if you're worried about what you're selling and you have no previous experience and you can't do that value equation in your head, you can just go way on the over delivery. Yeah. Just go, all right, cool. I'm doing X service. I'm shooting a birthday. I'm doing this. Instead of 100 photos, I'm going to take 1,000, and then I'm going to charge them the same money. And then if they're like, holy fuck, this is 1,000 photos, they'll feel amazing about the service. So that's the two ways that I would handle it now versus then.
I think something I always did that was different to people, which I don't fucking know why. I hate photographers that do it, but it makes sense. They get more money. Is they do like, it's like, all right, an engagement shoot, you get 20 photos out of it for the hour.
Yeah.
Anything else, like we take the fucking photos and they edit them. Like anything else though, you have to purchase the photos individually. I'm like, I take the fucking photos anyway and they're already edited. Why don't I just deliver them the 100 photos that they got from the gallery instead of fucking choosing 25 of them? Because then I have to choose 25 of the best ones. When I could just go, here's 100 photos of our day together. Fucking have fun with that.
And I think that's the thing. If you factor that into the price on the front end, then there's no problem. Like I don't see the problem in giving that away. Like if you're so let's say an engagement shoot's $250.
Yeah.
And someone else's is $180, but they have to buy $50 or $80 worth of photos. I think that's worse for the customer.
Yeah, exactly. That's an additional fucking cost there.
Yeah, it's the same price, and they thought they were going to get what they wanted for 180, and then they didn't, and they had to buy more. So I think that that's a negative effect on the customers. Like, oh, I remember that day we got, or like, this is an engagement shoot. So are they going to call that guy back for their wedding because it felt bad to have to reach out and be like, can I give you more money for the thing I actually wanted?
Yeah.
So I don't like that. I'm in the same boat as you. I don't like that. If this was merger or murder, I would absolutely murder that. I'd be like, no.
Especially when you already have to do the work for it. Like, piss me off, man.
Yeah. No, I would absolutely murder that. That's crap. Anywho, what have you got now? What do you use? How do you get over it? I mean, last week you didn't get over it. You were like trying not to take this dude's money.
I'm still not over it.
Well, what do you reckon? What do you use? What's helpful for the
I think now, I mean, what I've always done, like I don't charge anywhere near what so many other people do. So I think that helps. Like if I'm like, okay, there's $4,000 for me to come fucking shoot a wedding for the day. It's because I've been doing it for fucking $500 and $1,000 and then $2,000. It's because I've done it so much. So I think the repetition really helps. But also the fact that like I can look at someone and they're like, oh, we want you, and it's $4,000. And I'm like, that seems like a lot of money, but some fucking down the road might be 10 grand for like exactly what I'm offering. So I feel like when you're comparing to certain things, it helps. I mean, I like to sit a little bit under, even though obviously it's less money, but I like it to be more affordable and more accessible to people, because if I was looking at something like fucking $10,000 for someone to come hang out with me and take a couple of photos for my wedding day, that's insane amount of money. So I think personally, I think the little bit of less price, just for me, I mean, for some other people, it might be completely different, but just for me, that helps. But especially just knowing what I'm doing. Yeah. Because I actively know how much goes behind the scenes, how much I have to pay an editor, how much all this sort of stuff, how much my actual knowledge of what I've done, it makes me so much more comfortable sitting and charging that price. And like I said, I do everything on an invoice based prior to anything happening. So I have a lot of automation set up and everything. So they'd get like, straight away, I'll be like, look, if you want to book me, you have to pay the deposit. That's how you secure it. Everyone knows that's kind of standard now because you've done it so many times. And in the industry in general, a deposit sets fucking, you're getting a tattoo, you have to pay a deposit. You're getting a fucking anything, you pay a deposit. And then a month prior, they pay the final amount so that we're never sitting there on the day and you never have to have that awkwardness of you're having an amazing wedding day. Can you pay the final couple $1,000 that you owe? Yeah. Like it's, so having everything set up, paid off, all organized prior to the day, I think makes it such a more comfortable experience for everyone. And I think just setting expectations super fucking early of knowing this is how it's going to work. Here's what you're going to pay on this day. Here's what you're going to pay on this day. It makes it less uncomfortable because they know it's coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not going to have to be like, well, can you pay me like $100 now? And they're like, oh shit, I didn't realize I had to pay it right now. I thought maybe when I got this back was when I paid for the photos or anything like that. Like setting the expectations makes it so much easier. They know they're going to pay prior. Yeah,
for sure. I would say that's actually probably that gives us like a full 3-step plan of like, if you start a business and you're like, shit, I don't know if I can charge people, or you launch a new product, you do $1 million a year and you're like, fuck, I've got a new product that I've never tested before and start selling perfume instead of whatever. Expectations first. Step one, expectations.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Let the customer know exactly what is going to happen so they're never surprised. We both have a rule in business, no surprises. If the customer never has surprises, you'll never have to have an argument. You'll never be called out. You'll never be caught with your pants down. You can just go, everyone expected what was going to happen. So step one would be set the expectations. If you have a new product and you go, yep, it's a deposit up front, make sure you're saying that in the first communication for an interested party, and then tell them how it works after that. Same
Exactly.
thing with products and services and things like that. Like if you're in construction or you're a tradesman or something like that, if it's a big job, you break it into stages, and you say, before we start, it's this much for material costs, so you're not left high and dry. When you do stage one, it's this, and when you do stage two, it's final invoice. You know, it's very easy to set expectations. It costs nothing. You just have to be a little bit more prepared than the customer, which is your job anyway. Stage two of that would be, if you still feel like, yeah, fuck, I'm getting paid a lot of money and I'm feeling like an imposter here, crank up the value, crank up how much they get. So if you were going to do something and you're like, dude, I'm getting way overpaid and I feel terrible, whatever it is, just turn it up 1,000 times, as much as you can possibly turn it up. Make the customer sit there and just go, holy shit, I can't believe I got this much for how much money I spent. And then the third thing is, once you've got those first two steps in place, just do the reps, get better at what you do. And the more people that leave you good reviews on the prices that you think that you charge, and the work is great and the service is great, product is great, you'll get more confidence that it's at a good price point. And then you might even increase the price point going further down the line, based on how good and how much demand there is. So that would be my kind of step 1 through 3, get over imposter syndrome playbook. What do you reckon, Coby? Anything else that needs to be met in that?
No, I completely agree. Do you still get imposter syndrome knowing like where you're fucking at now compared to like?
I would say in some instances, yes. The amount of things that I charge for, or our umbrella charges for now, are insane. But there's new products coming up all the time. We're dealing with new customers all the time. So I would say yes. And the reason for that is right now, especially with the Sequoia project, we're noticing a ton of people are just like, can you just do it for us? And that's not something we've offered. I've been far too busy to do anything like that previously, and now we've closed down a bunch of huge contracts hours wise. So I've got a lot more time. I've been consulting on businesses, and they're just like, dude, how much is it going to cost for you to do it for me? That's very interesting, because to the customer, it's the hardest thing in the world to do all this stuff they don't know. For me and my team to do stuff like that, it's a lot easier. Why? Well, we've done it for 7 years and we've done it 1,000 times. So that's different, because again, that value exchange there to the customer, it's like, if you can do this for me in 3 months, that will save me 3 years. So I'll pay you a chunk of money. And I'm like, yeah, I could do that very easily. That's a very easy thing to do. So that's probably what I'm noticing now, is it's just like the value to the customer far outweighs the amount of work it would actually take me to do, which is great, because again, I've done it 1,000 times, and like I had to build the team and do all that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't say it's so much imposter syndrome, but I'm just kind of like, that's, I understand that that's a big investment for some of these people, but I haven't had an instance where I've said, I'll do something for you, where someone hasn't said, I'll pay you this much to do it. I actually haven't set a price on it yet. They've just been like, I'll pay this. So yeah, it's a very new thing, but it's interesting to see what it's worth to people straight up front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think in the fucking 2 years, or over 2 years now that I've been in business, that I've experienced it so much. I mean, even like from the first interview on ABC, I was like, I do not deserve to be here. Like, I'm just some random fucking kid that takes photos. Then actually going on like in front of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people on like the Today Show, I was like, this is fucking weird. And even now, again, being at a concert, shooting, all that sort of stuff, like flying out there, all that. It's like, this is so weird. Like, how the fuck is this my life? From this kid that used to just like, I don't know, exist.
You didn't even want to talk on the phone.
Yeah, and now that's like just a regular fucking thing. I don't know. I felt so weird, and I still think it's just really hard for me to comprehend that this aspect of things is my life. It wigs me out still that I'm like on a random Tuesday, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go for a drive somewhere while everyone else is at work, and I could just go work somewhere else. Like it wigs me out. Like even the fact that I think I flew out on a Tuesday for the concert on Wednesday or Thursday or whenever. I think it was Wednesday. I was like, I'm just gonna jump on a plane to Queensland, I guess, on a Tuesday morning. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I think that's also a really good point too. Is like, business is it's scary, and you have to confront a bunch of things that are scary, especially in the beginning. Like this didn't happen after one day in Coby's business. Like he's been doing this for 2 years. But you have to constantly lean into things that are uncomfortable. Charging people money for a good service at the beginning is uncomfortable. You have to lean into that so that you can earn the money. But the ups and downs of business are high. Yeah, there's times where you feel lonely, and there's times where you're like, fuck, I don't know what to do, and I've got to come up with this whole new thing. Yes, there are, but the highs are so fucking high. In what other world, like, we spend most of our time working. That's just a normal thing to do in today's society. But in what other world would you go from not knowing what you're doing to being on the news, to being in the grand final campaign parade, to shooting the Amity Affliction and traveling for weddings, like to getting paid to travel and meet people? Like, in what other world would that exist? And that's why I think business is so exciting, is because, like, my first customer story, like I still get so charged about that, because without that thing, that one customer, I don't know, my life would have never looked like it looks now. And there's no other vehicle that I could jump into other than business that I could identify anyway, where that could all change in one day.
No, it still trips me out that since the gym shut down that I haven't worked like a full-time job. And the only times that I've gone and worked another job, I was like, well, I'm fucking bored sitting in my room doing this editing stuff. Like, I'm going to go out and talk to people and get paid to do it. Like, that's the only time. Nothing's like, I've been able to live off that. And it still trips me out to this day. And I'm like, I suppose I'll go work. Like, I'll choose to go work a job just for it.
That's hilarious. I was literally, when I was down in Tasmania, my sister owns a bunch of commercial properties down there, and they were like, "Oh, we need help renovating them," and like, that used to be my whole life. And I was like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm down here. I'll give you a hand." And I was like, I'm going back to what I used to do for 60, 70 hours a week, and like hate. And I used to go, "Oh my god, I don't earn enough money for this. I'm doing it just for free because I can." I was like, that's a weird kind of full circle to go around. So it's cool that you get choices like that. But if there's anything that kind of tells you it's worth surviving the imposter syndrome, it's stories like this.
Absolutely.
Like, it's absolutely worth it. The ups are so much higher than the downs. Like we'll be sitting on our deathbed one day and going, holy shit, like we actually did this stuff.
The fact that I can choose to be like, you know what, I'm going to start my work at like fucking 3:00 in the afternoon and work until midnight if I want to. Like, that's a choice that you can make and be like, I was going to spend my mornings with my family and go and do my errands and do all that sort of shit. And it doesn't fucking matter because no one's waiting on me. This is like my...
I can just do
I don't think you ever get past that kind of feeling. There's always going to be something that's like, oh, that's kind of crazy that fucking... I mean, you went and climbed Machu Picchu and then just came back. Like nothing happened. You're like, I did that. Anyway, back to work. Like that fucking wigged me out.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. That's really cool. And if you'd like to learn how to go and climb Machu Picchu while your business runs without you, head over to the links in the description. The Sequoia Project website is there. The TSP group is there. It's $50 a week. We'll do a call. If you're so uncertain about spending $50, we'll do a call with you for free before you jump on to make sure it's the right thing for you. Ask unlimited questions, get access to me, and even Coby's in the group as well, so he'll be able to share some insight from his side. So get access for $50 a week. Give us a call, mate. Just give us a
handsome call. You had that covered.
All good, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in again. We will catch you on the next one.
See you guys.